is granite a heterogeneous mixture? Okay, so the first thing we have to understand is what does it mean to be a heterogeneous mixture, and what does that mean relative as well to a homogeneous mixture? In fact, what is a mixture? Okay, so a mixture is it's a little bit tricky here. The best way to explain a mixture is a bunch of compounds slash elements held together by intermolecular not intra, so not your bonds, but just like kind of like the pull they have with each other, intermolecular forces. These forces are like dipole dipole, dipole ion, or ion dipole, same difference, or like to go further, like hydrogen bonding, trying to think here, or like van der Waals forces, which is kind of like your pseudo gravitational force that every molecule kind of has. But those are just different types of intermolecular forces, and the key thing here is that it has to be different compounds slash elements held together by that. The reason why I say that is because, for example, having a glass of water, that, okay, is all H2O. That would just still be considered a compound, or lots of that compound, because, I mean, as long as your water is pure, which is what we're assuming, there's no different compound in there. It's all H2O. Now, if we were to compare that with air, for example, which has water vapor, oxygen, nitrogen, and all these other gases floating about, that is a better example actually of a mixture, because these things are all just kind of floating there, and they're also interacting with each other through intermolecular forces as well. That would be in terms of why they kind of like, I guess, are near each other and they are bumping into each other and moving about and stuff. That would be the role that intermolecular forces play. Okay? The reason why I mentioned that is because there are some mixtures like air to where it's kind of more free roaming, and there's other mixtures like I'm trying to think of a good example. Copper, nope, that's an element. There was a good example I could have. Bronze, for example, is a mixture, okay, where you kind of just melt, I think it's copper and tin or something like that. But exactly, like you mix those two elements, and they are held by those, I guess, intermolecular, like metallic bonds and forces, and that is considered a mixture in itself, and that's how it's held together, because it's not really bonded to each other per se. It kind of creates like a lattice, no, not really a lattice, but more so like the way the atoms are spread out with each other, they're not held together by bonds, if that makes sense. It's not intramolecular forces that holds things like copper and tin together to form that bronze. So in this question though, specifically talking about granite. So granite, okay, I'm gonna tell you right now, especially when it comes to a lot of rocks, they're a combination of different minerals, which is already a big hint. Different minerals, and for it to be a different mineral means it has to be a different compound. So we know for sure that granite is a mixture. So yes, granite is a mixture because exactly we're dealing with different compounds, different minerals, and different things in that rock. Now, homogeneous versus heterogeneous, okay? That's what we're going to discuss next. Homogeneous, okay? That type of mixture is when everything looks the same, which is why I kind of brought the bronze. If you look at it, well, I mean, if you have a really pure like bronze sheet, everything looks bronze. Everything looks like it's equally distributed throughout, even if you may not be able to see it. Like if you look as close as you can, it just looks like everything is in uniform construction. Okay, everything is like you can't really tell which part of bronze is tin and which part of it is copper. If that makes sense. You just see it as one uniform thing. Okay, that would be an example of a homogeneous mixture. Okay, and a heterogeneous mixture would be one exactly kind of like granite, to where you can actually see the different parts of it, the different minerals, whether it's through coloring and such, where it's like, okay, as they show a picture of granite here, you can see it that there's definitely different parts mixed in, and you can see the different phases and different parts in this material. So that would be what heterogeneous is. So homogeneous is uniform and can't see different phases, and heterogeneous is non-uniform, can see different phases. So with all that being said, then granite would be a heterogeneous mixture. So yes, heterogeneous mixture, that is what granite would be. So as you can see here, we kind of just first discuss what a mixture is, and then we discuss homogeneous versus heterogeneous, and that's how we're able to say that yes, granite is a heterogeneous mixture. Okay. And now